and a half, but old habits die hard. So
Okay. Not so much a puppy, young at heart,
not
maybe.
right, right.
Got it. All
Well,
right.
Emily, do you want to do the honors or shall I?
Oh, you can, Galen. It's fine.
Right. Gee, thanks. Um, all right. Well, do we have a quorum? Anybody else that we're expecting?
Yep.
Not that I know of.
Guess
No.
guess this is it. All right. Well, our I'd like to call this meeting of the HVAC committee to order. It is, I guess, 8:01. We have a short agenda. Uh, First up would be to approve. Well, it's not on the agenda, but we normally approve minutes from last time. So do we
Yeah, I
have a
don't see
motion to
that.
approve last month's minutes?
Should we do it if it's not on the agenda, though? And I didn't, were they in
Yeah.
our packet?
It's because
They-
No,
it's a
there
special
was a
meeting.
special
Oh,
agenda
I
that was
see.
sent.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll dispense with that. Thank you. Um, so our new business is to discuss to review and possibly approve the uh, DHS, the hand RTU replacement. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Ben and to Peter.
Yeah, thank you for joining. We're going to try to hold until our next scheduled meeting in March, but there's actually a material price increase that's due in later this month, so we wanted to get this in before that happens. So thanks for joining quickly today. So the change order on this project is relatively straightforward. When the project went out to bid, or when the project was designed last spring, Train was still building and shipping their units that have what's called a refrigerant of R410A. And over the summer, they switched over to their new refrigerant, as most of the industry has now moved over. I think it's called 456 or something like that, whatever. The problem is the new equipment that they're now shipping with this new refrigerant requires different size electrical circuit breakers. So the majority of the breakers that the project was designed with were now no longer the right size. They were either smaller, lower, different altogether. Some of them are called plug style breakers, and now they're not. Some that weren't plug style are. Literally every breaker changed. So the electrical contractor, the subcontractor for Save More, went through and did a really good evaluation of each unit in the field, just to make sure not only were the breaker sizes correct, that the wire size feeding those breakers was correct. So where we dodged a bullet was our wire sizing was almost all good, because that would have been really expensive. But many of the breakers needed to be changed. So that happened back in December. Contractor submitted pricing. The pricing from their sub was fine. What was at issue was the amount of markup that the contractor was entitled to on change order work. The contract used some standard boilerplate AIA language, which was not as clear as usually, I'd like to see when we do bid processes, that really irons out what those allowable markups are. So the way the contract reads is they're able to mark up their cost up to 15%, which is pretty standard. The contractor's position was, well, the price from my sub to me is my cost. I'm marking that up 15%. Our argument is the subcontractor's cost was already marked up 50%. So you have the direct cost of the work, the subcontractor is entitled to overhead and profit, then the general contractor marks that up. Our opinion was, and what's usually pretty normal, is you cap that at a certain level. Sometimes it's a little higher than 15%. But so they were like, we want direct cost 15 to our sub, 15 for us. And we're like, no way, that's not happening. Um, the issue was the way the contract language is written. There actually is an argument to be made there. So I hate to involve lawyers, but this one I really quickly bounced it off of them. And we did this amicably with the contractor. We weren't butting heads on it. We were simply disagreeing. They went to their attorney, we went to ours, because what we want to do is, on such a large job, this is a very minor change order. It's only $20,000 on a $3.2 million job. But if something does happen once we get into the project, and something will, we're going to find something. We wanted to have this ironed out, so in the summer we're not fighting over things while we need to get these units back online. So our compromise in this situation was 15% over direct cost goes to the sub, and then the pass through is 6% instead of 15, which is much more reasonable. It's actually lower than what the state uses on DAS jobs. So we're in a good place. If they had originally bid this, we would have been fine with that. So they went in, redid the change order, and what we did at our attorney's suggestion, which is a good idea, I crafted some language to basically memorialize what we'll use for future change orders. We put that right into the change order. Save More agreed to it. They signed off on it. So we just need the approval today to move forward. So just want to give a little bit of that backstory, just in case we do have future change orders. You'll know where we arrived at those markup amounts. But the overall price for this, the 19,000 for all the breaker changes, is completely reasonable. So no issue there. So we just need approval to get these breakers ordered. They're a longer lead time item, so we just need to do it now to, one, avoid the price increase, and two, get them in stock for the June install. And that's probably more on change orders than you ever want to know.
It was a lot of
I know
work.
so
I know there
much.
was a lot of phone calls back and forth with and some frustrations, but that was a lot of work. Good job, Ben.
Yeah. Sounds like it could have been a much bigger deal than it turned out to be. All the other
Yeah.
things had to be replaced, so could be worse.
Excellent. Well, yeah, thank you very much. So let's, do we have a motion to approve the change order proposal?
So moved.
Second. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Do we have any public comment?
I don't see any attendees.
Correct.
Okay. I know there was a little bit of talk or concern about potential funding changes, given changes in Washington and policy, if they would impact any of our projects, say the generator. I'll just toss that out.
Yeah. Yep. There's a whole lot of conversation being had on our end about this. I mean, the reality of the situation is we've got to proceed with the best information we have, which really is just keep moving. But yeah, we have 5 grants right now on various projects. I believe there's 2 federal, 3 state, one's a pass through. So like my common thread when I talk about grants is nothing's guaranteed till you actually get the reimbursement check. So it is what it is. This stuff could get canceled. The legality of what's happening is being questioned. There are now legal tests on could you claw back money that's already been allocated? Could you stop grants that are already in process? From kind of the end user customer perspective, anything can happen. Which I like when you do a project,
Yeah.
keep grants as a thing in your back pocket to defray your cost, but you always have to be prepared to actually take the full hit if you had to. But long story short is I don't think there's any reason to panic right now, and there's been no indication that anything is going to be outright canceled at this point.
Okay, great. Thank you. Emily, do you have any comments or remarks?
Nope, that's good to hear. We'll just see what happens.
Definitely.
Appreciate that. Okay.
And then in terms of housekeeping, all kidding aside, we probably should look to have a new member join. I think it would come from the Board of Finance.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be their purview to select.
So Galen, who do we talk to about that? Do we talk to John, or who's the?
The chair of the Board of Finance, I suppose, right?
Yeah, okay.
Craig, do you have any?
Yeah, I would suggest talking to John. I'm happy to send him an email with both of you on copy today and
Okay,
just ask for a member. Does that sound good?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to proceed, and I think that would be great.
Just tell them, do you want to be on a committee that actually gets things done? Then come join us.
Well, that's
Very,
yeah.
Short
Very
Zoom meetings. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You
perfect.
can bring your
just-
pets too. You can
That's
right. That's right.
in the basement. It's
Right.
fine.
Just a
Friendly.
quick notice, next month, hopefully we'll have somebody on for March, because we will dive into the estimates that we're still working through for the Polson year 1 project. So that would be a good time for somebody to start, because they could kind of get the, here's where we are and we're pretty much ready to go on that. So
Okay.
Great.
That's good. We got some time for that.
All right. Well,
Great.
yeah, short and sweet. Got a lot done. Thank you very much, Ben, Peter,
All right.
Craig,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Emily, and stay warm. And I know Peter, you're gonna be busy today. So
I'm leaving here and I'm heading over shortly to make sure that well, actually the guys aren't doing anything. They're going to wait for the one when school gets canceled. It's nice because you can just do about the regular day and then you hit all the snow, so you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about keeping up with the storm. So
right.
That's good.
Great. All
Well,
right.
Good.
Enjoy the snow.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks, Raquel.